Gareth Southgate has left his position as the English boss after leading them to a World Cup semi-finals and 2 back-to-back Euro finals. But is it really the right decision? It all comes down to a simple question that, why is England playing so poorly? Euro 2024 came up with some of the most exciting teams that always keep you on your toes. But with all that excitement, there came utmost disappointment. A team filled with so many superstars, consisting of Premier League Player of the Season, Bundesliga Player of the Season, and even arguably one of the best players in the world in Jude Bellingham. But on the pitch, they all seem so clueless. Is Gareth Southgate really the problem?
It's like getting the world's best artists in a room, giving them a blank canvas and saying, I want you to paint this vase, right? And they all start doing it in their own way because they've all got their own vision. And Gareth Southgate pulls his pants down and just shits on the canvas. It's absolute rubbish.
In the group stage, when they faced Serbia, their tactical weaknesses were evident. No incisive passes, no exploitation of space. The ball possession that they kept was practically useless, since there was little to no attempt for moving forward. Their best moment came from Bukayo Saka's failed cross, which was put in by Bellingham for a flying header. First problem was there was no clear playmaker in the game. Foden was given a left wing that was far from his capabilities. Bellingham doing far too much, whilst Kane was confused who should he play with. The whole team looked like an absolute mess. The second game didn't bring any improvisations either. Instead, it just made them look more miserable.
I've seen this for years. 4 years, 4 trophies. He's lost us every time. That's what I will say is, he's got to go. He's got to go.
Next graphic is really, really interesting. This was for the 15 minutes during which England led the game. So obviously one of the big criticisms of England under Gareth Southgate is they take the lead and then they just put the handbrake on. Yeah. So for the 15 minutes they were leading the game, these are the average positions of the England players. I mean, look at that. Kane basically playing left back in this one.
The absolute dead ball performance came against the mighty Slovakia, where they conceded in the first 24 minutes of the game. If that wasn't enough, for the whole match, England faced the same problem. No shots on target, no fluid movement. The only time they made a combining play was for an offside goal by Phil Foden. In the closing minutes of the game, it was a miraculous bicycle kick from Jude that saved that from getting knocked out, saving them from years of mockery. Moving on to the semi-finals, they conceded early for the 3rd time in the tournament. This time it was Xavi Simons who unleashed a thunderbolt into the far corner, but bouncing back with endless attacks which led to a penalty. In the dying minutes of the game, Ollie Watkins scored his first ever tournament goal, which sent the 3 Lions into the final. Despite playing a not-so-convincing football, they still managed to scrape through the tournament, meeting the absolute dominant Spanish side in the Euro finale. The Spanish side started out an even game against the English side. However, soon there came a phase where their lack of tactical positioning was showing up. Spain pinned England their own half right after the first goal after halftime, running riot against the Southgate side. Soon, a substitution changed the game. It was Cole Palmer who scored a beautiful ground ball into far corner, while English side, motivated, saw a last-minute punch in their face by Oyarzabal in the Spanish side, losing a back-to-back final. The lack of tactical guidance have always been a problem for the English side. Right when they scored equalizer, they could have capitalized for the second one instead of sitting back. With the squad that England have at their disposal, it's surprising to see the pathetic attack they have. Imagine having a combined front 4 of 165 goal contributions, and you end up playing defensively. However, just blaming Southgate for everything isn't wise either. He is by far their most successful manager, but somehow it just wouldn't work.
So tough these days with the crazy schedules and then coming together for the end of the season for one last tournament. It's difficult on the body, you know, mentally, physically you're exhausted, but for our country we're wanting to give everything. Again, we probably didn't play our best game, but there was definitely some good moments, and we felt like we got back into the game, and then to kind of be sucker punched with the late goal, it's heartbreaking. But yeah, I think it's a young group still. It's really disappointing because at some point we do have to deliver.
Comment down below. What are your thoughts on this? And hey, don't forget to subscribe, as we will bring you the most controversial decisions ever in football coming up next.